Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Shilpa Data Insights. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we will be discussing one important topic that is being used on everyday basis, which is to handle basically the null values, right? So I will be creating a complete video how to handle the null values. This is just an introduction, how you can figure out whether a value is a null or not, and how you can go ahead filter out the null values and basically replace it with some elementary values. Let's say there's a null value and you want to replace it with an empty value, right? Because null is basically something which system says that I don't know. That is what null means. But an empty string is the data is there, but it is a blank data. Okay, so that is what is a null value. So let's see how we can go ahead and create a data frame first, and how we can detect whether there is a null value in the particular table or the data frame, and then we will figure out the filter values. So without any delay, let's get started into our practicals, how we can do it. So in this question, I have an employee data set in which I have employee ID, name, age, salary, department, joining date, and manager ID. So what I will be doing is, if there is a null value in department, I will be saying that yes, the department has some null values, right? And then I will check how I can go ahead and replace it with some value. So in this second table, I've created another table in which I'm checking whether my department is null. So HR is not a null value, so I'm putting it here false. IT is also not null, so I'm putting here false. But here it's the null value is there, so I'm putting here true. And similarly, finance is not null, so I'm putting here false. But here there is a null value, so I'm putting here true. Now the next column that I want to focus on is my salary. So if their salary is not null, I'm putting it as true. Means the salary is present. So it is a not null value. So I'm putting it as true. So 50,000 is not null. So I'm putting true. So 80,000 is also not null. So I'm putting here as true. Here salary is null. So I'm putting here as false. Now, once I have this data, what I want to do is, wherever there is a null value, I want to replace it with some value. Let's say I want to replace it with zero value, because if you have a null value, it becomes difficult to do some aggregations on the top of it. Otherwise, it may also happen, it will corrupt your data, right? So in order to fix that, it's better to handle those null values and also replace it with some values, whatever your business use case is. Right now in this example, what I will do is I will replace this null value with 0, and I will replace this null value also 0. All the null values I will be replacing with 0, and the rest I will keep it as it is. Let's say 50,000 I'm keeping as it is, 80,000 I'm keeping it as it is. So in the practicals, I'll show you how to get this is department null, is salary not null, and how to get my actual salary putting it the 0 value. So let's get started with the Databricks notebook. So I have my Databricks notebook open with my cluster attached with my cluster scalar 2.12, and I have first of all imported my SQL types. That is, I will be creating a data set, so I need my data type, so I'm importing that, and I'm also importing the functions. If you want to know more about the SQL types, how to create a data frame and all, you can watch the video in which I've explained you exactly how to use this create data frame method and how to create a data set out of it, and also how to declare the schema. There are different ways how you can declare the schema of the data set. So without basically explaining these things in this video, I will be going further. If you have any confusion or if you want to know about it, I'll pin it in the I button. You can just go ahead and watch it out. So I have created this data frame in which, if you will see, I have my null values in my department. I have null values in my salary. I have some null values in my name and age. So I will not do anything operation under this. I'll focus on these two, which you can also use the same methodology in different other columns as well for your practice purpose. So in this, if I show you, I have my age as my string, salary is my string, manager ID is my string, age integer, salary integer, and manager ID as integer, and the rest is my string format, like name, department, and joining date is my string. Now, what I will do is we have a method called isNull method. This isNull is also there in your SQL. The same isNull method is there in our PySpark code. So using this isNull method, I will be detecting whether the department value is null or whether the department value is not null. So I will be just selecting my department, I will be selecting my name, and I will be selecting the department. If my department is null, then I am actually going ahead and it will check this condition. If it is null, it will give me true. If it is not null, it will give me false. And I am just renaming my column name as is department null. Now I want to check if my salary is not null. It will check if my salary is not null, then it will give me true. If it is a null value, it will give me false. So let me run this command and show you what I mean. So here I have, okay, let me also go ahead and get my salary, okay, column. Okay, in this, if you will see, I have all the three column here. I have a null value. Okay, sorry, in this department I have my null value, right? So if this is a null, then it says yes, department is null, true. Here in this value, department is null, yes, it's null. This, yes, department is null, therefore it's returning true. Whether the department HR here, it's for Alice is null, no, it's not null, so it's returning false. Now let's say salary. Now I'm checking whether my salary is not null. So 50,000 is what? It's not null. So if the salary is not null, then this is not null, right? So what it will return? It will return the boolean true or false. So it is not null, so it will return me true. Now 80,000 is also not null, so it will return me true. But this is a null value. So I'm checking whether it's a null or not. So it's a null value. So it is false. Okay. So now I'll put some operations on the top of this. So how I can go ahead and put the operations on the top of it. So I will first filter out the department where the department is actually null. There's no value for the department. So for Charlie, Eve, and this name is also null, that is employee ID 108, I don't have any value in my department. So it has filtered out the department value. So how you can filter out? Using the filter command. So using df.filter and the column name, I can filter the data set. If you want to know how to do a filter, you can watch the video in which I have explained you the filter method as well. So you put your data frame from where you want to filter the data, what column on which you want to filter, and on which condition you want to filter. If you want to filter it something else, you can put equal to and put your condition on this and then display this. Now I want to filter the data where salary is not null. So these many salaries are actually not null. So it has given me the results. Now, this is my result data set. Now, I want to check if in case my salary is null. Okay, what I will do is I will put here is null, and I will be replacing this null value with a value called 0. Okay, so that I can do some aggregations later on in my data set. So this is my null value. Now here I have is null. What I will do is I'll first check when my salary, using the when and otherwise condition. When and otherwise is same as what? If we write if condition, right? If let's say a equal to b, a and b is a variable, then print true, right? This is how you do. So this is same as your if condition, the when condition. And else is what? Else here print false. So basically else is this otherwise part. So how you do is you select, let's say, some columns, or you can select all your columns. It's then you can put the when condition. When the column name, this column is null, if this value, this condition is true, then it will give you 0. If this condition is not true, then it will go to this otherwise and it will give us the salary, whatever is the salary here. And this is my column object, basically how you can do a get a value from the column. You can use the column object or your string object method or your basically your SQL method as well, right? So I'm also aliasing it with actual salary. So I'm running this command to show you. So this is my actual salary. Now if you will see, this is my null value. I have replaced it with 0. This is already value is there, so I'm not doing anything with it. I'm just replacing whatever value is there here. It is replacing it with that actual value. Whatever value is here, it is replacing it with this value. What value here is there? It's null value. So I'm just replacing it with 0 value. Okay. This is also null, so I'm replacing it with 0 value. So this is how you actually detect your null values, okay, using isNull method and isNotNull method. And then if you want to filter out that data, in the filter condition you put that particular condition. If in case it's true, it will return that value. If it's not true, it will not return that value from the filter condition. And then it will also, you can go ahead and after filtering that data, you can also check if a condition is true, you can replace that value with these value. There are other ways how you can handle those null values. I will cover it in a different video. You can watch that video once it's there online, and you can go through it with the different methods of like fillna is there, and filling up the values and other different methods as well, right? So if you have liked this video, then I would suggest you to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more such contents, and share it with your friends as well, so that they can also benefit and learn about PySpark, because data engineering is a very vast role. It's also one of the most demanding role in the market. So I hope you have understood this is null and is not null. So stay tuned for the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you have a good day.